And welcome, folks, to another edition of the ETBU Sportsnet Coaches Show, presented by Marshall Hometown Tire. In case you're wondering, I'm Kenneth the K-Rock Klein, and, well, folks, the weather outside is so frightful. We don't have a fire that's so delightful. Since we got no other place to go, we might as well just let it snow right in here, as we are pleased to be joined by the head men's basketball coach, Brandon Curran, who, of course, had a good win over Centenary College a couple of nights ago, but we'll get into that in just a moment. But first and foremost, Coach Curran, can we get a confirmation that every one of your guys took their final exams and were able to survive that week?
They did. They got their finals done. Had a lot of success. I think had a really good week. It was a tough week from we had played against Hendricks, off for Thanksgiving, straight into finals. 3 days of practice, 1 day off, 3 more days of practice than a game. So I think it was a strenuous week mentally and physically, but the guys handled it really well and did well in their finals, and I'm really proud of them.
Absolutely. So I guess that's fair to say that everything is okay, and now you can focus more on the basketball side, and let's get into it right now. Funny thing is, I actually have the stats for the Centenary game. I was handed that before the show, even though I kind of need it. But looking at the stats right now, obviously, you guys were able to play a very tough Centenary team who kind of rely on 2 players that do most of the scoring, and you had to overcome that. But you kind of had a couple of players step up big. Obviously, you had Robbie Dewey as well. But I tell you what, I was kind of hoping that Nathan Fontenot would have a breakout game, and last night or a couple of nights ago, he sure did. 23 points, 4 of 9 shooting, but just on overall a good performance and a good win for the team.
Yeah, I thought Nate's performance in particular was a direct reflection of Nate's mindset. I thought he had a great day of practice going into that game, just really focused, very intense. And then he spent a lot of time over the last week getting in the gym, getting extra shots during finals and things like that. And it paid off for him. He played well. I couldn't be more pleased with our team overall. Like I said, it was a long break. I mean, we were basically off for 2 weeks. 5 of those days we were home with our families. It was a great time for Thanksgiving and rest and recovery. But then coming back, jumping straight into finals, having 3 practices the first 3 days and then a day off and then 3 more practices. At this time of the year, you want to be in a rhythm of playing games, and we're not. And I thought the guys going through tough practices, tough weight workouts, having to study for finals, I thought they rallied really well. I thought they were really focused. And despite a very difficult week leading up to the game, I thought they really came together and played well as a team against Centenary.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. And you have one final non-conference game, because you actually have some couple games later on, but one non-conference game before you head into the Christmas break. And it's against Hardin Simmons, but as I said, a non-conference game doesn't count for conference. You'll see them later on this year. But obviously, a good opportunity to get an early good look at a non-conference opponent as well. And what is it like? Obviously, you're focusing on trying to, how do you get better, even though you're currently riding a 4-game winning streak? How does just the mindset going into the game?
Yeah. Hardin Simmons. First of all, we scheduled the game because I think they're a great opponent to play non-conference. They're going to have a good record. They're always going to be good. Coach Brackett does a really good job. It's a private, like-minded institution, Christ Center focus. So I think it's a good rivalry type game. And they're very talented. And they do things that we need to work against. And so I think it's a great game to play. I'm excited about it. The guys are excited. It'll be our first time to see a conference opponent, even in a non-conference setting. And I think it'll do a lot for us getting us ready going into the spring semester.
And absolutely. And before that, of course, you have after Christmas break, you immediately have a couple of games over the holiday season or entering the new year when you take part in the University of Texas Dallas Classic. 2 quality opponents that you're facing off against Blackburn and University of Wisconsin Stephen Point. Obviously, Coach, since I've been around, it feels like you kind of want to get in a game like after Christmas break before you really start to get into the conference season. Just kind of like one of those situations where you don't really want to lose focus on what you need to do. But does it kind of take away from the mindset of these players, have Christmas break, they're spending time with their families, and then as soon as they get done opening presents, it's like, oh man, I gotta get back to focus.
Yeah. Well, our hope, our mission as a staff is that our guys would grow in their faith and that they would grow as godly men and leaders. And for them to lead they have to have vision and they have to have ownership of this program. And so we use Thanksgiving as kind of a prerequisite or a preparation for what we're going to at Christmas. At Christmas, we're going to have 10 or 11 straight days off. They can't go home and do nothing. Like, they're going to have to arrange a way to get in a gym, to do conditioning, to get some strength work done, to get shots up, to try to keep themselves sharp. And what I've seen about this team is they see this as their team. And they see this as their program. And as a coach, it means so much to me, and I'm so thankful for what the Lord has done in those guys to grow them in their faith and to grow them as leaders. That they know going into Christmas break, they have responsibilities that they have to take care of. They love each other. They want to do well. I'm fully confident that they'll get in the gym, they'll play, they'll do the things they have to do, so when we come back on the 26th, I think we'll have a great practice, and then we have two really, really good national opponents that we play going into our conference schedule.
Absolutely, Coach. And one final question. Obviously, being a dad, you got two beautiful kids and all that. Which of them is more likely to get the benefit of the doubt of having a lot of Christmas presents, or is there like an equal amount that, or equal?
Oh, there has to be an equal amount, or either one of them would be like, "What is this?" No, it'll have to be equal.
No, I was just putting you on the spot. All right, Coach. Well, thanks once again. We will look forward to keeping up with you on the season, and we'll have more coaches shows in the next semester. And you won't want to miss out on this the opportunity to see more of Coach Curran and the men's basketball team. We'll have more with him and more on the ETU Sportsnet.